You're listening to Exploring Anime with Friends, a JMO for Real podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all major podcasting networks. I'm your host, JMO! And today's friend is the streamer Edy. How's it going today, Edy?
Pretty good. How about you?
Excellent. Are you all excited to be part of today's episode of Exploring Anime with Friends Movie Edition?
Very excited, yes.
And also your debut on the podcast as a whole, too, right?
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting.
Awesome, awesome. Today we will be exploring the world of The Cat Returns, a lighthearted fantasy from Studio Ghibli, released in July of 2002. First, we'll meet our main character, Haru, and learn about the day that changed everything in her life. After that, we will head to the embassy and meet Baron, Muta, and Toto. And then we will travel to the land of the Cat Kingdom and learn about the Cat King, the Prince, and their intents for Haru. Finally, we will explore the conflict that leads to a wacky endgame. And if you like what you're hearing today, remember to check us out on social media, like, subscribe, and follow. And also check out Edy on Twitch and other channels. All right. Moment to promote yourself.
Well, I don't post very much right now because I'm kind of adjusting to, I actually got a job recently, so.
Job recently is a good thing.
Yes, it is. I've been looking for a while, so I have to adjust to that schedule and then figure out how to make content creation work while doing that.
Very fair, very fair. All right, well, we'll link everything in the show notes either way, because I'm sure they can look at all your past content too, right?
In some spots, yes. I know on TikTok they can, not so much on Twitch right now.
All right, let's dive right in. Haru, talk to us. Well, first things first. Obviously, this is another Studio Ghibli, and this is your favorite Studio Ghibli out of all of them, right?
Yes, most definitely. It's up towards the top for me, right next to Ponyo and Howl's Moving Castle. Also both great movies, but just the wackiness of The Cat Returns. I'm a weirdo at heart, so weird movies like that, I love it. I love it.
Excellent. Talk to us a little bit about our lead, Haru.
I actually relate to Haru a lot. I was kind of like Haru, the kind of like in the background. I didn't really have many friends, but I had a couple that I was close to. Like, I forget her friend's name off the top of my head.
Her friend appears in all of like 20 seconds of the movie.
That's true. Yeah. And then, the whole story that she goes through trying to believe in herself and all of that, it hit home for me quite a bit. So
yeah, I can definitely see it. She's definitely someone who, I don't know if it struggles with self-doubt or struggles with self-worth or some sort of combination of the two.
Yeah.
Definitely someone who is kind of still looking for her place in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one fateful day, as she's walking along with the friend whose name we're not remembering right now, you could definitely look it up. And we recommend you watch this movie for yourself too. And
oh yeah, definitely.
one day as she's walking along with her friend, she sees a cat crossing the street with a little gift in its mouth. And as the cat is crossing the street, suddenly a semi-truck comes along and she's like, the cat's not going to make it. So she scoops up the cat, she runs across the street, scoops it up with her lacrosse stick, right? That is a lacrosse.
Yeah.
I just had to double check.
I think she plays lacrosse, which is another cool thing.
Yeah, it is. And she rescues the cat and sets the cat down on the other side of the road. So good deed done for the day. The cat is rescued and go back to normal living, right?
Definitely not. No.
Oh, really? Something happens after that?
The cat talks.
Oh, tell me about that.
So the truck speeds by. Haru crashes into the bushes across the street and unfortunately breaks her lacrosse stick. But the cat's alive, and it got its little box. It was holding it against its stomach as Haru was running across the street. Then Haru looks over at the cat, and it's standing on its hind legs, brushing itself off with its front paws, and it talks to her. He thanks her for saving his life and says he'll come back to reward her later, picks up his little box, and scurries off.
Yeah. And that's all that comes of that. He just visits her later, and they all live. Yes? No? Maybe no?
No. It gets crazier after that, actually.
After that, the fever dream starts, right?
Yeah, for real. The first time I watched this movie, I honestly thought it was a fever dream. And then I watched it again, and it's like, oh, no, that was real.
Yeah, no, tell us about the moments after that, after she lays down for the night, and suddenly there is some sort of parade going on in the street.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cats all standing on their hind legs, by the way, like people, which that just freaked me out the first time I watched it. Like, what?
And
There's this big
tuxedo cats
processional.
acting as bouncers, right?
Yeah, as security guards. It turns out the cat she saved was the prince of the cat kingdom.
Yeah.
So the Cat King comes to thank her personally. I love the Cat King in some scenes. He is so funny.
Oh my, absolute riot.
Plus,
He's
he was voiced by an amazing actor too. The cast of this movie is incredible. Oh my lord. But the Cat King is the most chill, laid back guy for right now.
2-3 word answers, always saying babe at the end of all of them.
Subtly flirting with Haru the whole time. Not really subtly, but
He's the cat daddy.
yeah, pretty much. So then the Cat King's advisor, servant, staff member, I don't know what you would call the little brown one, the little brown cat.
The little brown cat.
Yeah, the little brown cat gives Haru a scroll with like the cat version of hieroglyphics on it and says everything on this scroll will be delivered to you over the next few days or something like that. I forget the direct quote, but
yeah, reward, right?
yeah, her reward for saving the prince. The prince's name I remember is Prince Loon. So Haru goes to bed. You think that'd be the end of it, right? No, that's not the end of it. That's not even close to the end of it. She wakes up and she's sneezing. She doesn't know why she's sneezing, right? And she gets a phone call from her friend, whose name still escapes me. Her friend had gotten a massive delivery of lacrosse sticks, just all across her balcony, in her room,
out of nowhere,
all over the place.
Yep.
And then Haru's mother calls her downstairs, and their yard is full of cattails, like the plant, cattails.
Yeah, just why not?
Yeah, and then it gets crazier, believe it or not. Haru has
a fever dream before. We were being serious.
Oh yeah, it's wild. It is wild. So Haru's on her way to school. She's running late as usual, and there's a bunch of cats following her. She had catnip in her pockets, in her school uniform pockets. So, and as she's running through the streets, all these cats are following her. Everybody's looking at her like she's crazy, which I would too. I mean, you have a bunch of cats following you for apparently no reason. She gets to school. I think she's in her, like, the locker room for the gymnasium or something. I'm not quite sure where she is. And she opens her locker and a bunch of boxes fall out. And then the boxes start moving. They were full of mice.
Yeah, because obviously she has to like mice because, she's a cat person, right?
Clearly. So then the cats that followed her because of the catnip come running in and I think catch all the mice and take care of them. But that's not really expounded on after that scene.
No,
so then she's
a bunch of wacky antics one after another.
Yeah. So Haru is sitting at her desk later during the day and looking at the scroll that the cats had given her. And she realizes the different things listed line up to what she's received so far. And then her friend comes up behind her, freaks her out, and she covers up the scroll again. And her friend asks her to take over her day for cleanup duty, which I'm not really sure how that works. I guess the students stay after school to help clean up.
I'm pretty sure in Japan, students clean up the classroom after school.
Yeah. That I wasn't really clear on that, so I learned something new by watching the movie. And then she's taking trash out, and she sees the guy she likes with his girlfriend. And then she trips over, spills garbage everywhere. So she cleans that up. And then she trips again over a construction cone, which I felt so bad for her in that moment.
It's hard not to feel bad for her. But wait, it can get worse, right? Because the little brown cat shows back up again.
Uh-huh.
And kind of like, yes, I hope you enjoy all the rewards and everything, and especially the reward that's coming because you're going to get married to the prince.
Which naturally makes Haru freak out.
Right?
And the cat assumes she's happy. I'm going to go tell the king this is good to go.
Yeah, because obviously her showing a smile or something in that scene was her consent to the marriage. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, she's like 14, 15, 16, I think.
Somewhere in there. I mean,
somewhere.
She's old enough to be playing lacrosse, and I don't think lacrosse is a middle school sport.
I don't think so. She's somewhere in like high school, maybe almost college range. I'm not sure.
Probably 16, 17 range, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So she's not like a little kid, but she's not an adult yet either.
No.
Which makes it even weirder, in my opinion. But anyway, so Haru's trying to think of how to get out of getting married to the prince, and she hears a voice, and the voice tells her to go to the cat bureau.
Yep.
And then tells her to go to the crossroads and find the large white cat.
Yeah.
So that's what she does. She goes to the crossroads and almost sits on the large white cat.
Eventually, he allows her to follow him back to the embassy. Tell us a little bit about this large white cat, because frankly, Muta is my favorite character.
I adore Muta so much.
Muta is by far.
He is so sassy. My gosh. I forget who plays him in the movie, but perfect cast.
That voice was someone iconic. I didn't look it up or anything, but I absolutely love the character of Muta. He also has a very famous alias.
Yeah, extremely famous. Well, I guess more infamous.
Fame, infamy, it's all kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. So Muta takes her to the Cat Bureau, where she then meets Baron Humbert von Gickingen, otherwise known as Baron. And yes, I memorized his name just for this.
I have it written down in my show notes too. So
yeah.
One of us has to say the full name. Thank you for taking that one for the team.
Who is also voiced phenomenally. I already said the voice cast is incredible for the English version. I haven't seen the Japanese version yet. I probably should, but
we watched it dubbed also. We did not watch it subbed, so I have not seen the Japanese version yet myself.
But the dubbed version, the cast is incredible. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. We then also meet Baron's friend Toto, who is actually a statue with a soul.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The way I interpret it, I didn't interpret Baron to be an actual cat also. I interpreted him to be like a crafted doll of a
He's
cat.
a figurine, yeah. Another Studio Ghibli movie, Whisper of the Heart, kind of sets up the Baron's background.
Okay.
And that's another incredible watch, too, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. So then Haru is able to tell the Baron about what's going on, how she saved the cat prince. And of course, Muta has some sarcastic comments because as we find out, he's originally from the Cat Kingdom.
Yes, he is.
And then as they're getting ready to have, I believe, late afternoon or possibly early evening tea, guess who shows up at the door?
All of the cat soldiers.
And the little brown cat.
And man, are they fast and efficient. Like, I want them to be the moving service that packs everything up and transfers everything for me whenever.
Right.
They swooped in and swooped out, and she could barely hold on, right?
Yeah, and poor Muta gets so beat up during that scene.
So beautiful, because at one point in time he dives into it and it looks like he's going to rescue her, and then they just open a hole and he crashes against the ground.
and then you see the cats running past and Haru shaking the brown cat like, why did you drop him? That's so mean.
And then he starts calling him her fat servant.
Yes, which annoys Muta so much.
Oh,
it's either fat servant or fat friend.
Fat servant to fat friend when she clarifies that he's a friend.
Yes. And they never use his name. They just call him fat servant or fat friend.
Yep.
Which is another thing that annoys him.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely hilarious. If you like what you're hearing so far, remember to check us out on social media, like, subscribe, and follow, and watch this for yourself. I'm pretty sure that you can rent this on Amazon Prime. We watched it on our home collection. Where did you?
It's also on HBO Max.
It's also on HBO Max. So HBO Max, Amazon Prime is where you can watch this movie. All right. So they take her and they pull her off to the Cat Kingdom, and she starts to notice some changes in her body a little.
Yeah.
Starting with how big Muta got, right?
Yeah. Muta grew, well, I guess technically she shrunk. Yeah. Because magic, but she has to tilt her head like all the way back to look up at Muta. So he got even bigger. And then she meets a little white cat with a red bow named Yuki.
She's met before, but she doesn't remember.
Yes. And Yuki tells her she has to leave because she is in danger. And Haru, being Haru, doesn't want to leave.
No, because part of her is still looking for inclusion. Part of her is still struggling with her self-worth, and these people want her, or these cats want her. So what bad could go on by just like listening and taking part in their plan up to an extent, because frankly, she really doesn't know how to say no yet.
Right. She's learning to stand up for herself.
I said they do good progression on her character.
Oh yeah, she has so much growth throughout the movie. It's kind of refreshing to see, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of that in many movies, at least that I've watched recently.
It's always, yeah, it doesn't happen enough. I wouldn't say not a lot, but it doesn't happen enough.
Right.
Now they're going to be heading to the Cat Palace, right?
Yes, they're headed to the palace. What will soon be her palace, according to the little brown cat. So Haru goes off to change her wardrobe to meet the king again, and she's talking to him and telling him, I can't marry the prince. I'm not a cat. Guess what? She's already half cat.
Yeah, no, right?
She's got the ears, she has paws, she's got fur all over her face now.
He's even got the tail, if I remember correctly. Yes.
I believe so, but I don't think we see it that much because it's under her ball gown.
Yes.
So Haru freaks out, runs screaming out of the room into the next room.
Leaving Muta with all the desserts and all the snacks.
Except now Muta fell into a giant bowl of catnip jelly.
And man, we thought he was dead. Like, we thought it was like, they killed Muta. No!
Yeah, it was kind of funny, but it's also sad.
Yeah,
but,
no, I mean, I was sad. I wasn't, I was comically crying. I don't know.
Yes, laugh crying, if you will. So then Haru is upset because she thinks Muta's dead. And the king is holding this banquet because he wants the people of the kingdom to see who Prince Loon is marrying. By the way, Prince Loon is not in the Cat Kingdom.
Yeah, and Prince Loon has no clue he's getting married, too.
He has no idea he's getting married to her.
Correct.
His father set this all up without his knowledge.
Yeah. And, you know, it's one of those things, too. Like, in some fantasy kingdoms, there are arranged marriages and everything. This didn't strike me as the type of the kingdom that had arranged marriages. Like, he was on a quest to get something for the love of his life. So, as far as he knew, he was able to pick and propose, right?
Yeah. Well, from what I understood, the Cat King didn't know he had picked a bride already, which is why he's doing all of this in the first place, because he assumed, Prince Loon would love to marry Haru.
Yeah, it's kind of wacky the way the whole thing works. If there's any plot hole in the movie, that would probably be it, because why would he matchmake when, I mean, it's not a plot hole. Clearly, he doesn't know his own son, right?
Clearly.
That's basically what it comes down to. He's just a bad parent.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say he's a bad parent. I'd say he's just got a few screws loose.
Fair enough.
Especially given the ending, which I'm not going to give away anything for that.
Yeah, we're not going too much into the but we'll just let you know, it is wacky.
It is. It really is.
Bad.
Oh, it's amazing, though. Like,
it's the wackiest and funniest Ghibli movie I've ever watched.
Have you watched that one before, or is this your first time watching it?
This was my first, second, third, and fifth times watching it because Autumn loved it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad Autumn liked it.
I mean, I liked it too, but like, one of those things where definitely kid friendly, definitely could watch it.
Oh, yeah.
But my daughter, it was the flavor of the week for like a week when we watched it.
That sounds like Autumn. Okay, so they're at the banquet. And Haru is nonstop crying. So the king orders some of his subjects to try and make her laugh.
Yeah, entertainers who are not super good at their jobs.
Although the one that did the elephant was kind of funny.
No, he was pretty funny, but like there's a lot of there's a lot of throwing cats out of the window.
Yeah, don't worry, they all land on their feet. But we're assuming they're all fine. Like, it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be fine? But none of them are able to cheer her up.
No.
Which makes the king very, very angry. He gets angry very easily.
Yeah, I'm sure he has some sort of disorder. I'm not going to try to classify it because, I'm not experienced in that field or anything.
Right.
Clearly has some sort of disorder, which he's a fascinating character. I'm sure a psychologist would have a field day with
Oh, yeah, definitely.
or Cat King, whichever one he is. So psychologists who are listening to this, be sure to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And comment off of this video and let us know what you think about the Cat King.
He's an entertaining character for sure. The king is trying to cheer Haru up and none of it's working. And then
special someone shows up, right?
A masked stranger shows up, yes, and tells the king he is sure he can cheer up Haru. and he asks Haru to dance. And at first, none of the court musicians want to play the music because they can see that the king is kind of angry at this masked stranger for asking. Yeah, they don't want to get tossed out. And I think they think that the stranger is going to get tossed out for asking Haru to dance. But that doesn't happen. So I know one musician starts to playing the accordion. I think it's an accordion.
It's either an accordion or a concertina.
Something like that. So they dance, and then all chaos breaks loose because the masked stranger is the Baron, and he has come to rescue her.
In a very Inigo Montoya type fashion, right?
Yes, I did notice that, which is funny considering who the voice actor is.
You know, to be completely honest, there were multiple times throughout the course of watching The Cat Returns where I was just feeling like the Princess Bride.
Yes.
I wouldn't go far enough to call it like a parallel, but you know there had to be a level of influence from the Princess Bride when the writing was happening.
Oh yeah. I think that's why it's one of my favorite movies, because The Princess Bride is also one of my favorite movies.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, if you haven't seen The Princess Bride, I highly recommend going to watch that too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much further in you want to go, because we're getting pretty close to the end, right?
Yeah, we have to go into the labyrinth at the very least.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where the king and the little brown cat and the king's advisor are all just watching. They're all entertained as they're trying to escape through the labyrinth. And he's like, no one has ever escaped. And it's like, let us send soldiers in after them to make it more difficult. Soon after, like, this is the way the Antics work. This is kind of like, this was a very like Queen of Hearts and Alice in Wonderland scene where where all the cards are scurrying all over the place because the soldiers get lost. And the traps that they were designed to keep them in the maze are all just being dominoed over, and a very escape is about to happen. And then the king does something crazy because all they have to do at this point in time is climb a tower to get to the portal back to their world,
which Haru has to get to in a certain amount of time, otherwise she's stuck.
Yeah, the catification is permanent.
Yeah.
And the king blows up the tower.
Yep.
All the wackiness ensues. Like, I'm not even gonna go into all that, but that's where we're leaving you. So we don't know what's gonna happen with Haru. The king is like,
oh, we forgot to say Muta's okay.
Yeah, Muta survives. That's Muta's.
Something breaks the bowl of catnip jelly that he was in, and he wakes up like he was taking a nap.
What a constitution save, right? Like,
yeah, for real.
Clearly, like, it's kind of like once he was out of it, he was able to make that saving throw, and it's kind of like, wow, I impressed Muta.
If I had to classify him in like D&D terms, he'd definitely be a barbarian.
Oh yeah, but with a little bit of crossover into bard, right?
Yeah. Oh, and the Baron is full bard. Maybe some fighter, because he's got some decent fighting moves too. But
so, and we gave you some of the wacky stuff already, but when I say that everything devolves rapidly at the end,
it's plot twist after plot twist after plot twist.
And it's a tad overwhelming, but I don't think it was written bad. It was just,
no.
I feel like they were cramming it in. It always felt like they planned to overwhelm you at the end. And it's like,
yeah.
Wow.
And each time you watch, you see something new.
Yes.
Especially at the end.
Yeah, no, the end is just beautiful. It's hilarious. And man, it kept on making me want to watch it over and over again. I can tell you.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go watch it later, actually.
All right. Summarize it up. Tell us why you love this movie so much, Eden.
Okay. The wackiness of it all. Just, it's so entertaining. Like, there's never a moment where I'm bored while watching this movie. And like I said, I relate to Haru a lot because I had a lot of self-image issues growing up. I still have some to this day, but not as bad. And just I love the story. It's such a good story. And
yeah, 100% is. Like, honestly, the wackiness of it start to finish, but without it getting too super weird. Like, there's a fine balance, because when you're going from funny to wacky without going too weird, I feel like I felt it kept accelerated to the right spot at the beginning and then maintained it all the way through until the end, where it starts to toy with that line. I was laughing nonstop. And I love laughing when I'm watching stuff.
Yes, definitely.
But they didn't sacrifice the quality of story for the humor, because a lot of times when things are funny, they're not written quite as well. but it had a quality story behind some of the wackiest humor that you're going to watch. And, behind some of the wackiest humor you're going to watch. I was going to say with Ghibli, but I'm going to say period. So
Yeah.
I really,
It's definitely one of the more crazy movies that I've seen ever, but it works. It just works so well.
it felt like I was watching a nice fall apart comedy, like
Yeah.
Harley David Spade movies from the late 90s, early 2000s. Really appreciated it.
It's such a good one.
So once again, we met our main character, Haru, and we saw the day how she saved Prince Loon's life and how that affected her from that point onward, meeting the Cat King and actually having to go to find Baron, Muta, and Toto in order to be saved from having to marry the prince. Then they take her off to the Cat Kingdom, and finally, wacky antics ensue in the endgame as Baron and Muta try to free her from the Cat Kingdom. We hope you had as much fun exploring the world of The Cat Returns as we did, and consider watching this movie. Bye! So if you like what you heard today, make sure you listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you stream your podcast. Listen to all of our J-Mill for Real podcasts, and hit us up on social media, like, subscribe, and follow. Once again, this was Exploring Anime with Friends. Let's explore together. And now for a word from our sponsors. Bin Buster. Live from YouTube, it's Tuesday night, the call sign of the Bin Buster YouTube channel. Once you hear this, you know you're about to embark on a journey through pop culture, movies, comics, and more. Buckle up and enjoy the ride every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. EST. Poppin' Cinema with Joe Mama and friends. Showcasing the power of cinema, join Joe Mama as he introduces different friends each week to a movie they have not seen before, popping their cinematic cherry as they talk about the movie they just watched every Tuesday at midnight.